Good times and great music at 2NURFM 103.7. We're here today with our exercise physiologist, Mark Goswell, who's done a really great series for us the last month or so, I want to say, Mark, on movement. This one, I think, for many of us, particularly as we're not 20 anymore, becomes a challenge. In terms of movement, getting back up off the floor. The getting down and getting funky, that's easy. It's the getting back up again that'll get you.
Well, the getting back up again is actually quite challenging because it requires so much more effort. Like when we're getting down on the floor, generally
You got that momentum?
Well, gravity does its wonders, and literally we can sometimes fall, or we can gracefully make our way down. Or the people in the older generation that's listening, those that get down on the floor and play with the grandkids and things like that. You get down and it's all great, and then you go, now I have to go against gravity and actually make my way back up into the world of the standing.
All right, so let's just take it from a basic point of view that we're down, we don't have any issues, like we haven't hurt the knees. We are down, and getting back up is a challenge. So what is the best way for us to go about that and probably look a little bit graceful at the same time?
Well, the other thing is too that we've talked about, you don't have to be graceful, you need to be functional. So it doesn't have to look pretty, but you need to get from being on the ground to standing up.
And then again, struggling and not making it doesn't look that pretty either,
it doesn't
right?
look pretty either, yeah. So, a lot of it, obviously, if you don't have the strength, we can look at training modalities to develop that strength. But if you are having those issues and you are down on the floor and you think, oh, geez, I need to get assistance from someone else, how do I do that? You literally follow the path that you would when you were 18 months old, 2 years old. So there is actually a functional process. We know how to do it. So the first point is to obviously get onto our stomach. So onto all fours. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see your face. You're going, really? How do we do this?
When you said stomach, I'm thinking, what, you want us to be to lay down? A bit like that?
No, so if we're on our backs or on our sides, literally we need to get up onto all fours. So the first thing to do is get into a rolled over position. So when you're actually starting down, you're on your side, you roll over onto your stomach. You press up on the arms. As you're pressing up on the arms, you then sort of drag the knees from under you. So you get into a four-point position. So in a crawling position. So if you imagine you're crawling. Now, obviously in that position, if you do have significant troubles, what you can do is crawl over to a coffee table, a lounge, a chair, a wall. So something would then provide some external assistance. From the 4-point kneeling position, it is simply a case of walking back, and as you're walking back, sliding one knee up, so you get it into a lunge position. So you like the marriage proposal, so you're down on one knee.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so in the marriage proposal position. Once you're down in that position, you actually, if you haven't crawled over towards something, you can actually use your hands to place all that pressure down on that front leg, and actually use the strength of your upper body and your lower body to create this coordinated movement to prop yourself up. Now, it doesn't have to be pretty, and there's obviously a lot of strengthening work and exercises that you can develop and build to be able to make it a lot more of an easier process. But the key to it is to get into that marriage proposal position, and then from there you can actually use your hands to push down on the legs, which will then prop yourself back up.
Now, I'm guessing if this is something that you haven't used before, it might take a few goes to get this right and sort of to embed some new muscle memory, I guess.
And new movement patterns. And one of the things to think about is everyone will have a strong leg and a weak leg as we get older, whether it be from hip surgery, knee surgery, arthritis, just general wear and tear. When you're doing that, the key to it is to put your strong leg forward. So you can actually use the back to help stabilize or control the movement, and put the strong leg forward when you help propping yourself up. And we talk through it, and it's you think about it as being sort of a simple process, but it is actually quite challenging. And obviously those that are having difficulties getting up and down off the floor, then you're going to lose your independence. So that's where some simple exercises that can be developed at home are so important, and you just repeat them every day. But obviously, you come and see an exercise physiologist and you go, cool, I am struggling to get up and down off the floor. We do an assessment. We work out where those main problems are. And it is a lot easier than people realise and people think. But you've just got to have the right keys and the right things to be able to do it.
All right. Now, everyone may be different. They may be coming from a different place. But if there's one exercise that can sort of help you on that journey from floor to getting back to that vertical base, the main one would be?
Mate, 100% what we talked about last week, the pole squats. Yeah, so the pole dancing. So
Gotcha.
for those of you who weren't listening last week, you just hang on to that pole or clothesline.
yeah.
Come in as close as you can to it, hold on to the pole, and then sit down so that your body looks like a chair. So if you get that body looking like a chair, you can actually develop the strength through the glutes. So the glute max, the butt muscle, which is the strongest muscle in the body. So if we can develop that and get strength in that, it does so many things for the body, but it'll be the basis of being able to get up and down.
All right, a few things for us to keep in mind there, particularly if you or just don't go down in the first place.
work from a low chair.
Sounds good. Mark, thanks as always. We'll catch you next week.
I'll be here.
Our exercise physiologist, Mark Goswell, with us today. And keep in mind, if you have a topic you'd love him to cover, whether it's movement, whether it's a part of the body, exercise, fitness, or whatever it is, you can send him an email. We'll look at those topics with you over the coming weeks and months to come. The address is askmark@2NURFM.com.